Welcome to WT History. In this series, we list all the major events that happened in the world in a year, starting from 1776 to 2024. January 2nd marked the start of the Northwest Indian War with the Big Bottom Massacre in the Ohio country. Native American forces launched a surprise attack on settlers, igniting a conflict that would define early U.S. expansionist struggles. Fast forward to January 25th, the British Parliament passed the Constitutional Act of 1791, splitting the province of Quebec into Upper and Lower Canada. This decision sought to balance the growing tensions between English and French-speaking populations in the region. On February 8th, the Bank of the United States, headquartered in Philadelphia, was chartered for 20 years with $10 million in capital. Just weeks later, on February 21st, the United States formalized diplomatic relations with Portugal, strengthening ties with Europe as it sought to grow its international influence. Then, on March 4th, Vermont became the 14th state to join the Union. Known for its rugged landscapes and revolutionary spirit, Vermont was the first new state to after the original 13 colonies. In another monumental moment, April 21st saw the laying of the first of 40 boundary markers for the District of Columbia in Jones Point Light, Alexandria. This step laid the foundation for Washington, D.C. to become the nation's capital. And between April 29th and May 8th, two American ships, the Lady Washington and the Grace, made history by reaching Japan. August brought diplomatic developments. On August 7th, George Hammond was appointed as Great Britain's first minister to the United States. This appointment was a sign of evolving post-revolution relations. August 26, John Fitch was granted a patent for the steamboat, a revolutionary invention that would transform transportation and commerce. On September 9th, the U.S. Capitol was officially named Washington, D.C., in honor of President George Washington, the nation's leader and founding father. California saw two milestones with the founding of Mission Santa Cruz on September 25th and Mission Nuestra Señora de la Soledad by Father Fermín Lasuen on October 9th. These missions were part of Spain's efforts to expand its influence in the Americas. But November 4th brought tragedy. In St. Clair's defeat, Native American forces led by Chief Little Turtle and War Chief Blue Jacket delivered the U.S. Army its worst ever loss in modern-day Mercer County, Ohio. Over 630 soldiers and hundreds of civilians lost their lives in this devastating battle. Finally, on December 15th, the United States Bill of Rights was ratified, enshrining fundamental freedoms like speech, religion, and the press. It remains a cornerstone of American democracy to this day. In March, the National Constituent Assembly of France adopted the metric system recommended by its Commission of Weights and Measures. June 20th witnessed the infamous flight to Varennes, where King Louis XVI and his family attempted to flee Paris in disguise. Their capture marked a turning point in the revolution, deepening mistrust toward the monarchy. Tragedy struck Paris on July 17th with the Champ de Mars Massacre. National Guard forces fired on a crowd of protesters demanding the king's abdication, leaving dozens dead. On August 27th, the Declaration of Pillnitz was issued by Prussia and Austria. It was a warning to revolutionary France, affirming their intent to restore the monarchy if needed. In September, Olympe de Gouges published the Declaration of the Rights of Woman and of the Female Citizen in response to the Declaration of the Rights of Man and of the Citizen. This bold work championed gender equality during a time of radical political change. By September 13th, King Louis VI reluctantly accepted the final version of the Constitution, effectively limiting his powers and establishing a constitutional monarchy in France. Another groundbreaking moment came on September 28th when France enacted the law on Jewish emancipation. This was the first such legislation in Europe, granting Jews equal rights. October 1st saw the convening of the Legislative Assembly, signaling a shift from revolutionary theory to governance. This marked the beginning of a new chapter for revolutionary France. Across Europe, change was sweeping through. On January 12th, the end of the Liège Revolution by Holy Roman troops saw the restoration of the Prince-Bishop's rule. March 13th saw the publication of Thomas Paine's Rights of Man in London, a fiery defense of revolutionary ideals that would inspire generations. May 3rd marked the proclamation of the Constitution of May 3rd in Poland, the first modern codified constitution in Europe and the second in the world after the United States. On June 21st, the Ordnance Survey was founded in Britain, paving the way for modern cartography. July 8th saw composer Joseph Haydn awarded an honorary doctorate in music at Oxford, honoring his immense contributions to classical music. On July 11th, Voltaire's ashes were transferred to the Pantheon in Paris, a posthumous honor for the Enlightenment thinker. The priestly riots of July 14 to 17 rocked Birmingham, targeting dissenters and highlighting deep divisions in British society. On August 4th, the Treaty of Sistova was signed, ending the Ottoman-Habsburg Wars. In Berlin, the iconic Brandenburg Gate was completed on August 6th, symbolizing Prussia's architectural ambition. On August 21st, the Haitian Revolution began in the French colony of Saint-Domingue, sparking a fight for freedom that would reshape the Caribbean. The Third Anglo-Mysore War escalated on August 27th with the Battle of Tellicherry. A British fleet intercepted and defeated French supplies heading to Mysore. September was a month of Mozart. On September 6th, his opera La Clemenza di Tito premiered in Prague to mark the coronation of Leopold II as King of Bohemia, and on September 30th, the Magic Flute debuted in Vienna. On October 19th, the Treaty of Drottningholm was signed between the Russian Empire and Sweden, establishing an alliance between the two. December 4th saw the launch of The Observer, the world's first Sunday newspaper, in London. On December 5th, we lost Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, who passed away at just 35 at his home in Vienna, perhaps of acute rheumatic fever, and is buried 2 days later. His legacy remains immortal in the world of music. 1791 also saw the establishment of the Pale of Settlement in Russia, by ukase of Catherine the Great, specifying those areas of the Russian Empire in which Jews are permitted permanent residency. The School for the Indigent Blind, the oldest continuously operating specialist school of its kind in the world, was founded in Liverpool, England by blind ex-merchant seaman, writer, and abolitionist Edward Rushton. Camembert cheese was reputedly first made by Marie Harel, a farmer from Normandy. The Dar Hassan Pacha in the Kasbah of Algiers was completed. Finally, the first printing of Dream of the Red Chamber by Cao Shui-qin, one of the classic Chinese novels, began publication posthumously. If you enjoyed this journey, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us next time for more stories from history.